if you're making a balloon garland with a strip and you want it to look a bit more professional, this video is going to show you how. Between you and me, this is actually how I started my business. This is the method I used until I really got into this world and started digging in and studying other creations, learning other techniques and methods. This was it. In fact, all of these creations were made with strips. Hi friends, if you're new here, I'm Rachel with Bubbly Balloon Co. and I help DIYers and other balloon artists embrace creativity with new tutorials and creations every week. This video is actually a follow-up. It's a part 2 to my balloon garland with a strip tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you just a few simple things you can do to take your balloon garland made with a strip to the next level. One thing I love doing in my videos is make a basic balloon garland to start and then see how much better I can make it in less than 20 minutes with less than $20 worth of material. And that's basically what we're doing in this video. I'm actually using what would normally come in a kit, so it's no extra money for you, but it's just a little bit of extra time. We're going to do this in less than 20 minutes, and I'm going to show you like a few simple things you can do that are going to make the garland that much better, that much bigger, that much fluffier, and that much more professional looking. So we're starting with this very simple basic balloon garland made with a strip, which you can watch me make here somewhere, I linked, if you're interested in a simple one. But if you want to make it a step above, a little bit cooler, then this video is for you. So before you started building your main garland, you should have set aside a few things that we're going to be using in this portion of the build. So a handful of regular size balloons, most of the small balloons you got, and then any specialties you got, like glitter, foil, orbs, anything like that. You don't have to set aside all of them. You can definitely work some of them into your garland, but anything you want to really stand out at the end is what you're going to set aside, because now we're going to go and add those finishing touches that really bring it to life and make it pop. Now you're welcome to blow these up at the same time you're inflating all the others. I would just set them aside so you don't accidentally use them in the garland. So once we have them inflated, what I'm going to do is start filling out the garland in very strategic places. One major tip I can give you is if you're going to go through the effort to take these extra steps and make it nicer, I'm pretty sure you're going to be taking pictures of your garland, right? It actually looks super different from the naked eye to the camera lens. So my big advice to you is to pull out your camera, pull out your phone while you're building and look at it through the camera on your phone. If you're going to be taking any photos, if posting is important to you, if you're doing it for the gram, or if you just want to look back on these memories later, look through your camera as you're building, and you're going to start to notice things that look different through the camera than what you're seeing in person. You might have like bald spots that you want to cover, you might want to like fluff it out in one area, you might want to reshape. So definitely like throughout, keep looking through the camera to see where you should build out and what strategic places you want to put these extras in. So if you have any large balloons like the 17 or 18 inchers, 24s, 36, I would blow those up on their own and tie them in individually. But small balloons and even regular size balloons, you can tie those together in pairs or trios, blow them up, tie them together in 2s and 3s. And then I'm going to show you a way where we can tie them in that's very easy, it looks very professional, and it's really going to help give it more volume and dimension where you want it. Now, if there's like a bigger hole that you want covered, or there's maybe the end of the garland you want to really shape out and fluff out, then you can definitely tie together like a few of the big ones, or also that's where you can use those 18s, 24s, 36s. You can really build volume with those, and we can combine those to create more volume in a given area. Hey, if you're enjoying these tips and my creations, subscribe to the channel and see more of my ballooning. So all I did there was blow 2 up, tie the necks together like that, and then kind of pull on it so that it's a little bit tight. I don't want to give too much pressure that it rips the neck and tears a hole in the balloon, but you do want to keep these tied pretty tight because the small ones have a tendency to lose air. So there's my first pair. I'm going to set that aside and keep inflating. Now you may have already heard me say this in another video, but the trick to getting round bubbly balloons is when you have inflated them, go ahead and press on it a little bit, let a little air out if you need to, and you're going to get that beautiful round perfect shape. So go ahead and tie, and that's another pair. Okay, so I've blown up all my small ones, so I'm going to go ahead and set those aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and blow up my regular balloons in the same way. I just might not blow them up all the way. I'm probably going to go for a more like medium size with these. And I had one left in the end, so I just tied it into a little pair and made it a little trio. Okay, now I'm going to blow up my specialty balloons. If you have trouble with confetti balloons and you want me to do like a separate video on them, let me know in the comments below. They can be pretty tricky. they're inflated, I'm going to show you a couple different ways that we can actually attach them to the garland. As far as actually attaching them, we can either use the ribbon or the fishing line, whatever came in your kit, or the glue dots. I will say that the ribbon is going to be way more secure, and personally gives me way less anxiety when I use like fishing line, ribbon, something like that, to really tie them on and secure it, rather than glue dots, which is a little bit of a thing. If you do use glue dots, I would use several of them every time you add a balloon on, and I would only use them really on the small balloons. Medium or regular size is probably okay, but large balloons, it's gonna have a really hard time holding them on. And I'd also recommend using them when you're placing balloons on top of the garland, and less so if you're planning on suspending some clusters from below. They're not gonna work as well on that. But if glue dots is all you got, if your kit didn't come with ribbon or fishing line, then I would use a ton of them on every edition, and I would wait until as close to the party as possible to attach them all, so you have the best chance of them lasting throughout the party. It might be totally fine, they're just hit or miss for me, so those are my tips for it. If you're using ribbon or fishing line, it's so much easier than you probably thought it was gonna be. All we're gonna do is take off a length of this, I'd say like maybe at least a foot and a half to get started. Once you get the feel of it, you can kind of go with what's right for you. So I'm gonna cut that off, and then I'm gonna tie one end either to a single balloon or to a pair or a trio. I'm gonna start with this one right here, and we're gonna tie it into the knot here. Again, be careful with the latex, fishing line and ribbon both can cut through, so just be a little bit gentle with it and don't pull too tight that it's gonna, rip. But yeah, just get a little good knot in there. I'm gonna cut off the extra just in case I don't want it to be visible. And you're gonna place it where you want it on the garland. So I think I'll start with right here. And then all we do is wind this ribbon back through a couple of the other balloons to secure it. And just like that. Isn't that so easy? Now with this free end here, we can either cut this off, or if you're feeling up to it, we can use that to tie in something else. So I think I'll take maybe this trio here and tie this on. Now there's also some extra strip we can cut off. So let me get that out of the way. Okay. And then I can use this ribbon here to maybe make a cute little end, or yeah, I think that's nice. Okay. And I'm winding the ribbon through several times so that this is being held up securely. And as well, I'm gonna cut the end off of this one. With fishing line, it's quite easy since it's clear, it's almost invisible, and you don't have to be quite so careful. With a bright ribbon like this, I don't actually know why they include this, like fishing line is so much better, but this is what came in a kit, so I'm using it to show you it can be done. You just have to be a little more thoughtful about where you place things and making sure that the ribbon isn't visible if you don't want it to be visible. I don't think anyone's gonna care either way, but I'm a perfectionist. I'm just gonna be going back and forth now. I'm gonna be adding balloons into the garland. I'm gonna go ahead and look behind the camera, see how it's coming along, what other areas I wanna build out, and just back and forth. If you're tying onto a single balloon, go ahead and tie, when you go to the neck, tie below the knot there, okay, so that it has a better grip and it's gonna stay better. It has less chance of slipping off. Now if you want to get extra volume but still use small balloons, you can go ahead and combine 2 pairs into a little cluster of 4, what we call a quad. And you can use that to get extra volume but still keep it cute and delicate with the small ones. Just like the others, I'm gonna go ahead and tie in a little knot here, cut off my excess because I don't want it visible. And then here, we have a pretty big hole here. So I could use large balloons to fill that out if I was out of large balloons, or if I just wanted to keep the look of smalls, I can just go ahead and use that. My little mini cluster there. A little bit of manual reshaping as needed, and voila. I also like to start with the larger ones for the most part. If there are any gaping holes or anywhere that you really want to add a lot of volume to, I find it easiest to start with these and then do like the little details, the small ones, at the end. Okay, now I want to show you how to do a couple of these with balloon glue dots in case that's what you're using. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little strip of these. My little hack, what I find to work the best, is to tear off the paper with however many you want to use. I don't like touching them. I feel like that makes them work way less well. So what I'm going to do is take this strip and just put it on the balloon. I put, I think, 4 of them there, and then press down, rub into the glue dot so that it really attaches to the balloon, and then gently peel back the paper. Yeah, and then they'll peel off like that. I've definitely had it happen where I pulled too fast and popped the balloon because this adhesive is very strong for balloons. So that's why I say pull back gently. I'm putting the last one there. And if it gets, if it gets caught or stuck, you can kind of manipulate it and make it work for you. There's a bunch of the balloon dots there at the base of the balloon. And I'm just gonna go ahead and press it. Have to place it very carefully because, as you can imagine, once it touches, there's no moving it. But I'm going to go ahead and place it carefully back there where I want it and press. And presto! Pretty easy. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing again. Tear off a few of them, as many as I want to use. Go ahead and apply it towards the base there where it can be kind of hidden and out of view. I always try to hide the ugly bits. I always want to hide the ribbon, the strip, the neck. I don't want those things visible, You might not care. Like I said, I'm a perfectionist, sorry. But that's just why I put it down low, so I can really hide that in there and have the pretty part stick out. So now we still have a few of these confettis left. I'm going to go ahead and add them in where I think it could use an extra pop. Now if you're interested, I do have obviously more advanced methods on my channel. You can see tutorials on how to build without a strip. If you have the patience for it or the interest in it, go check those out if you'd like. So I think I like this one back here, so I'm going to attempt to press it on here to this pink balloon. Ooh, it looks like it's going to blow up and pop. Oh, I hate it. See, this is why I hate balloon dots. I'm just going to try and rest it in a way that it's not pulling the balloon back. Okay, but that looks nice there. I always like it a little extra fluff at the base. This whole process probably didn't take more than 20 minutes. That's on top of the 20 to 30 minutes it took me to make the original garland. And yes, I have a lot of practice, but I think you're gonna find it's easy too. Let me know what you thought of it. If you have another way to build a garland with a strip, if you have a way to add on that you think is better, let me know, I wanna hear. I hope this video helped you. And hey, if you enjoyed this tutorial, you might like watching some of my other creations come to life. Somewhere around here is a playlist I put together that has some of my art on it, and maybe you'd like to watch it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'd love to see from you down in the comments below what you want to see from me next. Have a great party, and I'll see you in the next video.